This story has been going on for 17 years. I'm 20 now. At first, I thought it was all just a scam.
So you were doing it every single day, sitting there for 3.5 months, taking it all the way to fund it? Or how did it actually go?
For me, it all comes down to liquidity. I don't use indicators at all.
What was it about Upscale that really hooked you and made you want to try it?
It's the convenience. Everything's in one place. You can make money here. You can actually live off of it.
I think it's already clear that today on Upscale, we have an interesting guest. He has experience with many prop firms, tens of thousands of dollars in withdrawals, and trades on forex. As always, you're on the Upscale channel with Igor Fox, and here we talk about how you can get up to $400,000 in capital to manage through prop trading and fully realize your trading potential. Let's get started. Hi, Pyotr. Could you please tell us what brings you to our interview today?
Hi, I bought an account, made a couple of payouts, and then I got invited.
You got invited? That's great. Tell me more. Please, is it true that you have an absolutely massive amount of experience in prop trading?
Well, I wouldn't say massive, but I do have some experience.
So how many prop firms have you gone throughout?
Well, at least 5 for sure.
5 of them, I take it? Like FTM, OAZ, The5ers, funding pips, and so on?
Yeah, that's right.
So in total, how much have you withdrawn from all the prop firms?
Listen, about $1,020.
Dollars.
Yeah, just recently.
Then I hesitate to ask, but do you do anything besides trading?
Well, if you count hobbies, then yeah, I play basketball and stuff. But otherwise, I don't work.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to ask about. Work. Maybe you work as a barista or something, making coffee and earning a little extra on the side.
No, nothing like that.
All right, fair enough. Let's move on to something more interesting then. How'd you even get into trading, and how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing this since I was 17, and I'm 20 now. I've worked different jobs, mostly in construction, starting from when I was 17. And then I just came across an ad from some guy who was teaching people how to make money, and that's how I got into it.
So that's the moment when advertising actually worked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's nice. That's nice. Because most of the time when something gets advertised in a video, I don't know, like Money Button earns you 200% a day, but we all know how that ends.
There was also the fact that when I was about 8, I tried out an app. It was something about trading. I was already into it. What was it called? Something like Bonomo or something? So when I was about 8, I was just clicking buttons, and of course, eventually I lost interest. And in the end, I kind of came back to it anyway.
So it worked out pretty well for you. Or what are your takeaways? What's your account like on that platform, and what have you learned from it?
My account is at 50,000. My first withdrawal was about $800. The second one was $500. They paid it out to me when the site went down for 3 days. After that, they gave me a bonus and credited me for those days. Well, I decided there was no point trading there anymore, so I just hit withdrawal and that was it.
Okay, got it. And which market do you mostly trade on? Is
forex, metals.
forex, metals? Could you share with us what your journey has been like? So I heard that you're into trading. It's been 3 years now. At first, I saw an ad. Now you're sitting here with me and you've withdrawn more than $20,000. So here's the question. How did you even get into this? What'd you study at first? What'd you write down in your notebook? And what'd you end up tossing out completely?
At first, I studied technical analysis, columns, breakouts. Then I gradually moved away from that because it just didn't work for me at all. I started studying smart money, price action, and basically stuck with that.
So it was all self-study, the internet, and your free time?
Yeah.
All right, then let's figure out what exactly you had going on there. In terms of your trading strategy, let's switch over to TradingView, for example, and you could start telling us everything.
Yeah, let's do it. I pay attention to sessions, meaning the active trading sessions. London, New York. For me, there's this concept called structure. I think a lot of people have heard of it. When the price moves within the structure from one liquidity point to another, basically that's the core of my trading, structure and liquidity. Facts, that's it, nothing else. It's really that simple.
That's the shortest explanation of the trading system and strategy that we didn't get in the interview. All right, let's make it even simpler. Imagine there's an Igor sitting here who doesn't know anything at all. He hasn't done thousands of interviews and live streams yet. In front of them, there's some kind of fences made of sticks. I don't know. Like in front of me, it looks like a cardiogram or something. So tell me, what is this and what do you need to do to make money from it?
From absolute zero? Well, start by learning about liquidity, I don't know, the structure, how the market moves, what ranges it has, the timing. So it's all a complex thing, of course. I explained it very simply, but in reality, it's much deeper than it seems.
All right, so let's say I've studied all that. I've learned all these liquidity zones, trading sessions. I don't know, even set a timer for myself for when London wakes up. I'm ready to do the analysis. Let's do an analysis on the current chart. What do we have there? Pound dollar, right? How would you analyze it? And what would that lead to?
All right, so what are we seeing with the pound right now? So we look at the HTF and see where, in general, the narrative is heading, as long as it keeps going. It's fully short right now. But after taking out some key liquidity pool, here's a big pool, we come into some zone, this zone where the price basically hasn't traded much, and from which, overall, we could see some kind of reaction, like longs. So right now, at this moment, we need to figure out where the price is actually going, short or long. It starts forming a long structure, and when the timing gives us a proper long setup, then we can work with it, up to one of these targets. Again, if they don't draw it for us and we keep moving like this, then they should also form some kind of short structure so we can work toward that target. But I see on your chart that you have this kind of target, where you have these target levels.
You need to carefully identify and focus on every single specific target that appears on the screen right now to succeed.
Target.
Target.
There are trading sessions, but I don't use any indicators because I just don't need them. Everything I do is based on liquidity, so I don't use any indicators. But
so tell me, if you're fully into trading, does it cover your personal spending money? So how's your week or day structured? Like you wake up, I don't know, you make yourself some coffee, hear the sound of ammonia, and start trading. How does it actually go? Well,
yeah, you wake up in the morning, get your workspace, open up the chart, take a look, if it's cinematic. If there are no opportunities, you just go about your own business, occasionally checking the chart. If something comes up, you take it. If not, you just keep doing your own thing.
All right, next question. Let's say you've done your analysis and you need to enter a trade. What rules do you follow before actually entering that trade?
It definitely has to be in some kind of structural zone. For example, if you're trading BTS, it should be on the 15-minute time frame with some 15-minute imbalance, meaning after some kind of sweep. So, for instance, if you were to draw it schematically, we should see a picture like this. Something like that.
And for those who don't know anything, what does the gray area mean? What does it represent?
The gray area is where the stop loss sits, the big one.
So then, what risk-reward ratio do you set for your trade?
1-2. Sometimes I close earlier if I see that the price will basically keep trading, let's say. Here, I pulled it a bit further than the target, to be honest. For me, it's always about moving it. Or if there's a new high, I might pull it further, or I might close earlier. For example, here I also moved the risk, and the risk-reward was actually 1-2, statistically.
That's more than clear to me. Now, let's move directly to the Upscale platform, and there we'll take a look at your KI certificates. At those green dollars. And in general, how did all of that go for you? Let's move on to the certificates. Let's see what interesting things you've got there.
Sure, I had an account opened on December 29th.
And it's still active?
Yes, and it'll probably stay active for a long time. Here's the certificate showing that I completed it.
March 18th. The 18th.
Of March. All right, Ben. That's our first withdrawal, April 13th. And the second withdrawal was on April 28th.
Then I have a logical question. If you opened the account on December 29th, but only completed it in mid-March, then how long did it take you to complete it? So did you work on it every single day for 3.5 months, getting it to funded status? Or how did it actually go?
No, I have a lot of accounts. And on some of them, for example, I trade indices. and on others, I only trade gold. So with this account, I was trading it, but there was basically no chance of blowing it up. Usually when I do challenges, like on pips, I push for 4% in the first phase. But with this particular challenge, there was an option to just pass it steadily. That's why I went through it at 1% at a time, and I passed.
You bought the account on December 29th. But before that, you had already been with prop firms for a year. So what was it about Upscale that caught your attention and made you want to try it compared to other firms?
The convenience. I mean, I use Telegram a lot, and the prop firm itself is on Telegram, so a friend recommended it to me. When you had that promotion for trading demo accounts, and there was a chance to win some kind of funded account, I started looking into what this prop firm was all about, and in the end, that's how I decided to go for it.
So you've been with Upscale for more than 5 months now. What are the main differences or advantages you can point out compared to other firms?
The first advantage is that you don't have to go through KYC because a lot of countries are restricted for us, like FTMO and The5ers who left Russia. So here, there's not even KYC. You don't have to go through anything at all. That's the first plus. The second plus is the almost complete lack of rules. There is a rule, which is the maximum loss and daily loss, and the convenience is basically in Telegram, so everything is in one place.
So now I want to say something for those who are watching us for the first time. It's true, Skill is available on Telegram, as many people know, but besides that, we also have a web version. And if you want to stay up to date on all the product updates happening with our product, follow the links. In the description, you'll find Discord, Telegram, whatever you like, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. So what kind of rules do other prop firms have that really bother you?
It's things like trading during news events or risk limits, basically when they slap toxic trading rules on you. These are the kinds of rules that can end up getting your payout cut or even your account taken away. So most often it's about news events and stuff like that.
All right, next question about your challenge. What you actually trade? What you use to pass it?
I passed it trading the pound, gold, and I think the euro as well. So those were the three main assets.
Are there any differences at all, from your perspective, between the pound, the euro, and gold? When it comes to analysis and opening trades?
Basically, no, it's all the same approach.
You got a lot of experience. So 3 years of trading experience and 1 year of experience with prop firms. A huge number of payouts. And I'm more than sure that you can share with us the main mistakes that, for example, you made along your journey or that beginners usually make. What would you highlight as things you shouldn't do in trading?
Don't forget to keep a journal and analyze your mistakes. I recommend keeping a journal to everyone. I've even mentioned it in my chat. It's just about collecting a series of, say, 20 stop losses, and then figuring out which mistake is causing those stop losses and eliminating it. In other words, you have to constantly adapt.
I'd say those are general recommendations, but now let's dig a little deeper. So we've talked about the first 3 years, but now let's discuss this last year when you started trading with a prop firm. What changed for you then? What else did you start paying attention to?
When choosing platforms, I pay attention to things like Discord, Telegram, how well those communities are developed, and to reviews. You can check Trustpilot, go there and read the reviews. Look at Discord communities, Reward Proof, for example. So based on all that, you make your choice.
What about the rules?
Well, of course, there are the top ones, the ones that are relevant and so on. There are also some unclear rules there. They can cut your payout, they can ban your account, like what happened to me with Bolt funds. Basically, a new prop firm started growing fast, and I was learning from it. I had an account there with $50,000. I passed it, and right when I passed, for the first time, they claimed I'd messed up with the lot size. Basically, I exceeded some allowed daily lot size limit.
But technically, there was nothing written or restricted about that on the platform.
Technically, the platform only had 3 rules in English, and when you translate them, they make no sense at all. Then I passed this account, but they only give it to me because I'm an affiliate. And I mean, well, I'll just tell it like it is. They gave it to me, but only through gritted teeth. I made 2 payouts there. Actually 3. It paid me for them. I had to wait a really long time for each payout. Seriously? You literally had to reach out to support every time. For the last payout, I think I even wrote to the SEO about it. When it's like this, it's just not serious at all. And the fourth payout, it just basically, I still have it to this day. That account on the site still has a payout pending. It's been hanging there since November, I think. And, well, there's just no email, nothing at all, just nothing. And
How quickly did your withdrawals get processed at Upscale? Well,
at Upscale, it was 2 days, just like it says on the platform. The second withdrawal even came a bit earlier, I think.
and you didn't have to contact anyone or anything? Everything just went smoothly?
Yeah, everything was totally fine.
All right, so look, here's what we've got so far. We've already gone over the story with trading. We talked about prop trading, but we haven't discussed this yet. How do you avoid getting sucked in? You know, that urge to chase your losses when you have 5 trades in a row that all go negative? What can you do to keep from falling into depression and blowing your deposits?
I don't know, just trade according to your system, because I've never had that problem. I've always stuck to some kind of system. Like, for example, 1 trade a day. That's it.
So there's the first rule, the second rule, the third rule, and the fourth rule about tilt trading. It just doesn't exist.
No, when you set all the rules, like only 1 trading decision per day, then everything's fine.
Tell me, did you ever have any major turning points in your trading career when you seriously felt like you wanted to quit?
Yeah, that was in April. It was just a nightmare. Every stop loss hit. Every trade was a stop. And in just 1 month, I blew my funded account on pips. A couple of challenges got wiped out too. Basically, it was like that the whole time.
So what made you keep going?
Well, I've been doing this for too long already, so I just pulled myself together and kept going.
Wow, it's so simple for you. Did you take any kind of break to rethink everything?
I think it was about a week where I just thought things over. But then I came back anyway.
You know, there's a saying. Let me remember it. There's no such thing as a former cop.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. It's the same with traders. There's no such thing as a former trader.
100%.
Why did you even decide to start trading with prop firms?
Because I didn't have my own money, so getting a funded account seemed like a tempting option. At first, I thought it was all a scam, like getting $5,000 for $29.
Well, first, you have to pass an evaluation, basically an exam, and only then do you get access.
Yeah, but at first it all seemed kind of fake to me. Well, then I tried my first prop, my first attempt, and blew it right away, so I didn't even get it.
Did they want to scam me or not?
Yeah, basically, that's how it was.
But still, you came back, started going through it again. So what was going through your mind when you got your first payout?
Well, I thought, you can actually make money here. You can live off this, so let's keep going.
Were you nervous? I mean, what were you feeling when you hit the withdraw button? And there was this period of time between requesting the withdrawal and hitting the button.
Honestly, I probably didn't sleep for 2 days.
Was it a significant amount?
Yeah, well, no, but at that time, yes. You
Have payouts totaling over $20,000. What do you actually do with that money? Because that's a pretty substantial amount.
It covers my living expenses. I mean, I spend it on daily life. Also, obviously, I reinvest in the accounts.
To wrap up our interview, let me ask you this. Just one question. What advice would you give to someone who's just thinking about getting started?
I would say focus on developing yourself in the right environment. Start taking prop firm challenges right away, even while you're still learning. Buy a challenge and get used to the responsibility that comes with trading real money. When you're trading on a demo account, you don't really feel those emotions. Trading can seem a lot easier that way.
On that wonderful note, we'll wrap up the interview. Pyotr, thank you for taking the time to talk with us. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and leave a comment. Somewhere down below, subscribe to the channel and be sure to check out all the links. This was Igor Fox with you. See you next time. At the top, and for the final word, you can say whatever you want.
Shout out to the guys, stay in touch.